Hi there. Welcome to episode 90 of City Skylines HeightMapped Intermediate Series. I'm doing this one for the workshop, specifically to show the medallion maps. So hang in there with me, and we're going to do a bunch of first persons in each one of these parks, if I can find somebody to follow in them. Okay, first park I want to show you. These are all made with the medallion collection that I'm going to be uploading to workshop. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 times 12 of the parks, all 3 of the sections used. Like this is a section. This whole park here is created with medallion parks. This is section A, this is section B, this is section 3. That's all the sections there are in the collection. And in between them you will see, if I can get to it, see if I can get my mouse to work here. Well, it's not, I guess the only way that I can, okay, and everything else you see is a path. Don't pay attention to that. That's just the subway that comes on anytime I decide to use landscaping. Okay, so, well, it's not working there either. I'm trying to just show you. There's a path runs from here through here to here, and another one runs from here through here to this one. And then this piece up here, that's a path, that's a path, that's a path, and that's a path. You'll see how these get put together. You can see where they're in between this one and this one, there's a space. And there's a little tiny bit of pathway right here in between them. It's a 2 or 3. If I put this on, you can see it down here at least. I'm trying to show you something here, and I can't get the game to cooperate. Okay, this area right here, that you can see the little green thing moving. Okay, there's 2 squares here that are not filled in with the actual park, and they are filled in with a path, and the path is reached with the landscaping tool, and then you go to the paths tool, and then you grab the dirt path or gravel path, and you click them together with that. So that's how you use the medallion collection. You can put it together this way, and if I can find anybody walking in the park, which I might or might not be able to do, I guess I'll have to go in here first person. I'll just go down in here first person. I will be the sim, okay? So say I'm a sim who wants to go to a park. And I live in one of these apartment complexes, and I need a little greenery in my life. So I go over to the park here, as most of the Sims do. You don't see any of them walking across that green area. They're usually taking an actual pathway, and that's where they'll enter. So if I was a Sim, I'd be over here, and I'd be coming in this way. And then just walking along through the paths. And say I wanted to get to the other side fast. I didn't want to go and use except the sim would stay on the path better than I do. I'm not very good at this. Being a sim and staying on the path is kind of hard. Trying my best not to run into the tree. Boy, I love what Mr. Maison does with his trees. Look at the detail on that trunk. That's just, I'm just amazed by that. That's one of his weeping silver birches. Okay, so now we're leaving one medallion park and going to another one. And I'm trying to get over to the corner here. Let's see, I'm going across here. I'm not doing a very good job of following the paths, but the Sims do when they're in here. They usually have to have, in order for them to run through a building, through a park, they have to be going to the metro from some other area. See, like, there's a Sim right there on a bike right in front of us. If I can get him to stop. Can't even get the game to stop. Oh, of course not. Okay, well, he's gone. I was going to try and show you a little Sim that was biking along the outside of the park, since there doesn't seem to be anybody in it. You have to have a metro on one side of it and residences on the other, or, and I'm thinking about doing this here, one little tiny store on each side in the middle. That would make people walk through this area. But without that, they're gonna ride around it probably, for the most part. But anyway, that's what a Sim would do, and this is what they would see when they went through the park. If you decide you want to make this park, it's just a nice little sit around, walk around park. And because I changed all the centers, there probably won't be anybody in them for a while. But anyway, that's what that one looks like. Now, I did something completely different up here on the higher plateau. Took the same medallion parks and made 3 park areas around the Pegasus Park. And the Pegasus Park had jacaranda trees in it. I don't know if you can see them, the purple trees. Well, if you don't jam these medallion parks right up against each other, it leaves you an area in between them to put whatever you like. And so I put some more of the jacarandas in there, in between those sections of the park. As you can see, there's a section, and jacarandas, and there's a section. And so if you're not looking at it that way, you don't see it as jacarandas in a row. You see them as jacaranda trees within the park. So you can doll your parks up that way with whatever you want. And then the areas around the parks, like, okay, there's the parks, right? The park pieces. Out in here is not park pieces, it's just paths that are connecting them. Okay, and I've put jacarandas out in there to make it all seem like one big huge park. Okay, and I don't know if we have any people in here right now or not. There don't seem to be any. There used to be scats, and I don't know why all of a sudden I don't have any Sims in my parks. It is so strange. This has happened since just a little bit before the 1.6.0. I was noticing it, so it's not the 1.6.0 patch that's doing it. I don't know what's doing it. Trying to find any Sim at all in here. Well, there's a Sim, but I doubt that she's going. There's 2 of them going to a residence, so that person's not. I got 2 of them here going to a residence, going home. I have nobody. The only way I'm going to get people, I guess, to use this park again would be to maybe put a metro system right in here somewhere, so they'd have to. People used to use them to get from one place to another, and now there doesn't seem to be anybody in them. But they're still nice. The area is still nice, and that's how that one works out. And I guess I could walk through it for you. Just yeah, I'll just get down in here and do another sim walk, since there don't seem to be any Okay, so here's the Pegasus Park, which is not part of the Medallion Parks, but I've surrounded it with them. Okay, that over there is a Medallion Park, and the Sims are riding along beside it, but they're not. And for some reason I can't get my forward and back is not working. Putting you on hold for a second. Okay, here comes a grandma into the Medallion Park, so they are still going in through here. You can see her right here walking through. And we're in the Medallion Park across from the Pegasus because I got jammed up. My computer is jamming a little bit here lately. There she goes. She's going to sit down, I think. Have a little rest in the Medallion Park. Yep. And what she's seeing is this. And this is all Medallion Park. It's the one across the street from the Pegasus. And this is what you would be putting in, minus the jacaranda trees. You have to drop those in yourself. But there are people using it. See if I can get to go forward this time. Yeah. Okay, so there's the Pegasus Park I'll put up later. But this is part of the Medallion Park, the one across the street. There's 3 of them, remember. I don't, not very good at this. But just to give you an idea, this is what you see, minus the purple jacarandas. If you just plop down your Medallion Parks and then stick them together with the little pedestrian paths. This is one of the things you can do with them. Okay, that's a nice little in the city area just to have some greenery. Okay, now one other thing that you can do that I did down at Portside I'm calling this Fort Williams now because it was HeightMapped originally. That's how I got it, was by using a height map out of Google of the Fort Williams area in Scotland, I think it was. Now here's another thing that you can do with the same Medallion Parks. You just string them all together real close together with no path area in between them. Okay? They're just jammed right up against each other. Some places you can get away with that, some places you can't. So there's like side A, side B, side C, and then a repeat, side A, side B, side C, and it just goes on like that. And if I get down here, there we go. Where's this fella going? I doubt that any of them are going to the park, but there's the park setup across the street there. Okay, we'll get everybody moving here. Just to show you what the park looks like when it's set up this way. Around small houses on one side and tall apartment complexes on the other. There we go. We'll follow this tourist. He's going to go into one of these parks because he's got no business being here for any other reason. Sooner or later, he's going to walk in there, I think, probably. And there's a tourist lady coming out of the park up ahead of us. So they do use it. Not as much as I would like anymore, but there's a whole group of them here. Yep. Yep. There's a lady and a man sitting there in the park. And they may be the only ones in the entire park. Truly, that might be all there is. Oh, no, I think there's a grandpa over here. So, see, people do come into the park, and he looks like he thought about sitting down and changed his mind, I guess. There he is. If I can get turned around before he walks off, we can see him. Ah, he left. Oh, no, he didn't. There he is. And he's enjoying the park. And there he goes, headed somewhere else. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So just wandering through the middle of the parks, which once in a while you see one of the Sims doing, but usually they're on a path. There's some more folks over here. I'm just looking to show you that there are people that come into the park. We've got a gentleman here sitting down, and three more people standing over here just enjoying the park. Old guy trying to figure out on the map where he's going next. Folding his map up. The lady taking her picture of the park. So just a few. There's not a lot of people in here, but there's some. I think I see somebody else over here, though I don't know if I can get to them before they disperse. Yeah, there goes a guy. And here are two people. A little lady and her grandma, maybe. A little girl and her grandma sitting at the table. And somebody else walking by. So see, people use these parks. You set these up in your city, and people will come in and enjoy them. Yep, here comes Grandma. She's leaving. And the young lady's not going with her, so I'm guessing they weren't related after all. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You know, you can have it with little houses around it like these, or with big apartment complexes around it like these. These are just the vanilla apartment complexes. They're not really big ones, you know. And my mouse is not the best at doing this. There we go. Okay. This is just a quickie to show you how this medallion collection of park pieces can be used, and that's all there is to our to this one, except maybe I'll just grab this guy. He says he's going home, and we'll do, I don't know that he's going to go through the park, but Todd Thompson is on his way home, and we'll just, you know, ride along with him. He's walking, and we'll just ride along with him. We have no choice as to where he's going or where he's looking. When you're inside a sim, instead of walking around like I was doing a few minutes ago, you wind up with no choice in the matter. You're not the sim. You're a fly on his nose or on his forehead, and you're just going where he's going and looking wherever he turns his head. Over on the left, that's the Medallion Park. That can, I mean, you can put the pieces in separately if you want to, but they really don't look good unless they're all three of them put together. Then they look fine. So hopefully you will enjoy. Gotta let my puppy in the door here. Hopefully you'll enjoy putting this park together and adding it to your neighborhood, hopefully, and some of the others. That's going to be it for this episode. As soon as Todd hits his house, we'll go ahead and call it a day on episode 90. Remember that I'm going to be calling it Fort Williams from now on. And I have a surprise coming up for you in a few episodes, one that I hope you're all going to just love, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until I get it all set up. So right now I'm just putting every park that's in this city up on Workshop, which for some of you who are real quick and smart, you'll figure out what the surprise is probably. But that's all I'm going to tell you at this point. The next few episodes will be displaying the different parks that are going in, especially if they're collections, and hopefully you will all be able to enjoy the use of them and the use of the surprise that I'm going to be presenting you with in a few more episodes. Okay, that's the end of that. Todd has gone into his little house there, and I don't know if I can get him out of there or not. Probably not. Can I disconnect from him? Yeah, there we go. You got to make it green or you can't get your fish hooked in. Okay, so that's the end of our description of the fort for episode 90, and the end of our description for what you can do with the Medallion Park Collection. Okay, see you in the next episode. Or not. Bye.